Terrorism, I told you, allow is basically to practice the do's and the don'ts so that people should be terrorized by you, like a person is terrorized by the police in the or a person who is in charge of that system. This terrorism is allowed in the true sense as mentioned in the Quran. Otherwise, if you are innovating anything which is not in any ism, I am telling you, any ism means capital ISM, in Christianity, in Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and among the so-called label Muslim sects, if they innovate anything and terrorize people to believe that, which is not proof by the Quranic ayat, is innovation terrorism. And they make sure that people are terrorizing in the schools of thoughts. They make sure that you are terrorized and you believe that, and you practice that. That is innovation, which is not confirmation from the Quranic ayats. That is terrorism, innovation.
Why can't we find right Islamic State in the world?
Okay, the question is, why can't we find right state?
Right Islamic State.
Right Islamic State in the world.
In the world.
Okay. You see, I read to you Allah is the king or the Malik, Maliki Yawmiddin. He is the king or the master of the day of judgment. So Quran, if you read the Quranic ayat, Allah is the king of all the universe and the galaxies of all everywhere. So all this earth, Allah is divided people into nations and tribes. Allah is divided the people into nations and tribes in the Quran. So you see the division in the Quran, and in Surah Yusuf, one of the places, Allah also said that He makes sure that the king of the people of that land did practice that if a person robs anything, you hold him. So Allah is also respecting the law of the land. So there are laws of the land which you are referring to as state, as you referring to the state, a right state of Islam in the world. According to the Quran, the right states, all the states are under the influence of Quran. All the states, whether right or wrong. Because there is no such thing as Islamic state in the Quran. Allah is the king of the whole universe. He is the ruler. So He is divided the nations by His division so that you recognize each other. So His division. So the judgment is laid down in the Quran, and in the ayat it says, أَفَغَيْرَ دِينِ اللَّهِ يَبْغُونَ وَلَوْ أَسْلَمَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ طَوْعًا وَكَرْهًا وَإِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُونَ. Do they seek a judgment from other than Allah? And whosoever is in the skies and the earth have voluntarily, willingly or unwillingly, dislikingly or likingly submitted to Him. Whatever is in the skies and the earth, everything is submitting to Him, likingly, willingly or dislikingly. So the whole submission you see, look, all the Jews are existing because the Quran said they are Jews. The Nasaras are existing because the Quran describes them. The munafiq or the hypocrites are mentioned in the Quran. They are also there, they will be in the world. The mushriks, the associates, will be mentioned because Quran addresses the mushriks in the Quran. Addresses means He describes the mushriks. So there is no such thing as state. It's a group of people who abide the law in the whole world. Wherever you are living, there is a group of people who are this is a Muslim state, or this is a Christian state, or a Hindu state. There is no such thing as Hindu state or Buddhist state or atheist state or agnostic state or a Christian state. Why should be a Muslim state or Islam state? This is not correct in the eyes of God. Allah has divided the nations and tribes, and because of Allah, the divisions takes place in the world. Wherever the divisions takes place in the world is because of Allah's permission, because Allah is dividing the nations into tribes. So we have to recognize each other. So the do's and the don'ts that I was reading was trying to emphasize that this is accepted by man as a whole. But people may not practice it. They know this is right, but they're not practicing it because they don't read the Quran. And even if you know the Quran, then still you don't practice it. That means you are under the influence of the divisions and under the sects by Allah created. So Allah says that He puts azab on people if they don't amend. So there is no such thing as Islamic state because the whole system of the world is governed by Allah, and Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fi silmi kaffa. O you believe, enter into Islam entirely. So Islam is there. Islam means attaining peace. So if you want to attain peace, you enter and follow the do's and the don'ts of the ayahs, you enter into Islam. Why would you say that this country should be under the Islam? You practice, you bring those laws into the people's minds and they practice. So in the Quran there is no mention of Islamic State. Otherwise he would have mentioned, like Makkah is mentioned in the Quran, Medina is mentioned in the Quran as Islamic State. He doesn't mention in the Quran at all. So this is the answer.
Assalamu alaikum. In your lecture, you have mentioned that the word rahib is a terrorist. However, we find that in religious circles, conventionally, rahib is referred to as a monk, or in Urdu as a darwish. So, can you please comment on that? Why have you translated the word rahib as a terrorist, whereas it differs? Thank you.
Yes. In the dictionary, if you look up it in the dictionary, this word rahib is referred to as monk or monast is as Christian. In CH, they'll write as Christian. In Christian people are calling them as monasticism and monarch. But since it carries the root letter rahiba, so I'm telling you, it means terrorizing. It doesn't mean like darwish or people who are, because why would be afraid of darwish if he's isolated, secluded from the world? In the Quran we read this rahib is a singular and rohban is plural. So Quran says that these are hoarding gold, they are terrorizing people, taking money of the people, they are saying that Jesus is Lord. So if they are excluded from the world, darwish, they are not saying anything, they are not harming, they are somewhere in the isolated life, they are leading isolated life. But the Quran says these rohban and ahbar, the scholars, are taking the wealth from the people, are hoarding this and are saying that Jesus is God and Lord, so people are believing in them and practice, so they are basically terrorists. They are terrorizing people to believe in those philosophies which they want to do so. So the righteous meaning, better meaning in the Arabic language would be the terrorist, because this word is occurred in the Quran, rohban and rehbaniya.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
In your sermon, the word terrorist, you have used the most weird word in the non-believer world.
The word, sorry? So the word feared, yes, sorry.
It is most feared word in the non-believer's world.
Okay.
But you have used it the same term for Allah, the sustainer. Do you feel it suitable to use this term with Allah? Can you justify this in support with a Quranic verse?
Okay, yes, actually Al-Baqarah 2, if you, in that booklet also, it is there, Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 40. Ya Bani Israel uskuru ni'mati allati an'amtu alaykum wa awfu bi'ahdi ufi bi'ahdikum wa iyaya farhabun. Farhabun comes from the root letter rahiba, and farhabun means from me you be terrorized. But unfortunately people have not translated as terrorized in translations, because they think that this word, Allah is terrorizing people, because the word in the day-to-day world, terrorism is affiliated with wrong people, as you said, as a fearful people, and it is referred with people who want to justify wrong in the world and terrorize people to establish the wrong. So that is only the word that people are associated with, that by hijacking, a terrorist did this. So the practices of the wrong in the world, to practice or implement the wrong in the world, a terrorist terrorizes people. So this word is used for wrong people. That is why this word is not used for Allah. in the general speaking people. But in the true sense, if you understand the meaning, not that in the wrong, Allah has given you a do's and the don'ts, and He expects you to follow that. And He terrorized to an extent that after death, He will bring you back to life and put you into fire. So can you imagine there is no way out? After death is also that you will not become sand or mud. You will be come back to alive again, then you will be burning into fire. So what I am trying to say, that is the greatest terrorism a man can think and imagine. But still people are not being terrorized by Allah. People are being more terrified by man because they interact with people, and they are more terrorized by man in comparison to Allah. So I am using the word terrorist and terrorism for Allah because Allah says, "Wa iyyaya farhabun." From me you be terrorized. So when Allah is asking us, for me you be terrorized, that means a terrorist is terrorizing us. But in the true sense that we should be. Like a police to a robber, to a person who is doing wrong.
You mean Allah is doing spiritual terrorism?
Yes, but terrorism. First is terrorism. In the minds, and He's creating the fear and in the mind of people to an extent that you should be terrorized and follow His rules. And if you will not follow, He'll give you punishment in this world and the hereafter. And you see the punishment in the form of hurricanes, in the form of earthquakes, in the form of division of sex and killing each other, fighting each other. You see that. But still we don't find it out that it is Allah is doing so. We must understand Allah is doing. He is making the criminals as big people of the cities. And they are fighting and they are destroying the nasl and the cultivation. The terrorism you can see, and you must identify it is by Allah, because He is the creator of the universe. But not in the wrong sense as people. I'm not using the word terrorist for Allah in the wrong sense as perceived by the mankind. I'm using it in the other sense.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Sahab.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Tanveer Nasir, and my question is pertaining to the Surah Inam 6, Ayah 65. It's mentioned 3 types of punishment. Can you please explain from Quranic ayahs why innocent children are also punished or killed?
Okay. Your question is that why children are being punished in this type of punishment. Usually in Surah Kahf, you got the Quran? Surah Kahf, Al-Kahf 18, Surah and Ayah 65 to 82. It's a narration or an event described by Allah about Musa salam and one of his servants. And if you read that narration, I will read you I will read you not the whole, but I will read you 1 or 2, 3 ayahs to explain to you why possible children are being killed in that kind of the punishment of Allah, whether it's by hurricane or by this and that. You see, in the Quran, there is a narration with the person which is not, a name is not given to him, which people refer to as Khizr. They say Khizr, but the Quran doesn't speak about Khizr, so we will not exclude that word. That personality is mentioned with Musa salam. And Musa salam does not have the capability and capacity as a messenger to comprehend of the actions that are being taken by that personality. That personality has got the power given by Allah to that personality to take actions. I will read you, but I'm just explaining it in my words, that actions he can take and he can do, which Musa Islam as a messenger could not comprehend. And similarly, we mankind cannot comprehend the natural disasters or the natural, we say Allah is giving the punishment, but naturally Allah does this. So as the children are dying, we cannot comprehend. So what answer you are expecting? So this similarly, that same narration, that some of the narration is mentioned. So I will read few ayahs of that, and then I explain to you. You'll understand how and why the children are being killed in that course. In Surah Al-Kahf 18, Surah 65 and 82, فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِّنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِّنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. So they found from one of our servants on whom we had bestowed mercy from ourselves, and we taught him knowledge from our presence. This is that personality. Allah is telling us that Musa Salam and his companion found that personality to whom they were looking for, to whom Musa Salam is going to learn from him. And remember, no man can teach messengers. Messengers are the teachers of mankind. No man can teach a messenger. You know this. It is always the messengers are teaching mankind. And here, Abd means a servant, is a servant not mentioned as a man, but people are taking as a man. We all know what is the process of understanding of the message of Allah to mankind. What is the process of understanding of Allah's ayahs, essence, to mankind? What is the process? Through messengers. Through human messengers and through... No? Sorry? No, how the messengers were taught? Through Jibreel. Who said this? You? Okay, thank you. Jibreel alayhi salam is the medium or the messenger through which the messengers are taught. Who? The human messenger, like Musa salam. In this here, the Musa salam is being taught by a higher, not by a man. Because the Quran will contradict itself. The Quran cannot contradict. Quran always says that it is always the messengers are there for you to take, and you have to follow the messengers. Whom? The mankind. Now they say the Khizr alayhi salam was a man who taught the messenger. It's not true. It can never be true, because Allah says always you have to follow the messengers. So if you read that context, so Musa salam qala lahu Musa hal attabi'uka ala an tu'allimani mimma ulimta rushda. Moses said to him, may I follow you that you teach me sobriety from what you have been taught. Musa salam is asking that personality, I will follow you so that you teach me what you have been taught. That personality says, قَالَ إِنَّكَ لَن تَسْتَطِيعَ مَعِيَ صَبْرًا. He said, that personality said, surely you do not have the capacity to have patience with me. You cannot have the capacity to have patience with me. You cannot have the capacity to have patience with me. That personality is telling to Musa salam, the messenger of Allah. That means he cannot comprehend and understand what is going to happen. And then further the personality says, وَكَيْفَ تَصْبِرُ عَلَى مَا لَمْ تُحِطْ بِهِ خُبْرًا. And how can you have patience over the experience which you cannot comprehend? Musa salam, that personality is telling to Musa salam, how can you have patience when you do not have the experience to comprehend? You cannot have the experience to comprehend. You cannot comprehend something which you don't have the experience. So you must have some experience to comprehend. So that personality says to the Musa salam, the messenger of Allah, that you cannot comprehend, you don't have the experience to comprehend. So Musa salam says, قَالَ سَتَجِدُنِي إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ صَابِرًا وَلَا أَعْصِي لَكَ أَمْرًا. Musa says, soon you will find me patient if Allah wills, and I will not disobey your order. Right? So he wants you to, Musa salam wants to join him, and he says, I will follow you. Now I will read your relative question is in this ayah 74. I'm not going to detail, I'm just coming to the point. فَانْطَلَقَا حَتَّى إِذَا لَقِيَ غُلَامًا فَقَتَلَهُ قَالَ أَقَتَلْتَ نَفْسًا زَكِيًّا بِغَيْرِ نَفْسٍ لَقَدْ جِئْتَ شَيْءٍ نُكْرًا. Then they proceeded until when they meet a young boy. He killed him. That personality killed that boy. Musa said, have you killed a just sinless soul, without a sinful self. Without doubt, you came with a thing disguised. Now this personality, they both, and Musa salam, they both went and they find a boy. So that personality killed the boy. So Musa salam did not have patience because it doesn't make sense that he killed a sinless boy. So Musa salam naturally, and we all naturally will ask why that boy was killed. Your question is why the children are being killed. Your question is this. And the due on the azab or the punishment of why the children are being killed. So this is what is mentioned. The Musa salam said, this was the children. Why did you kill this child? So that personality says, Qala alam aqul laka innaka lan tastati'a ma'iya sabra. He said, did I not tell you that you do not have the patience with me? Did I not tell you that you do not have the patience? That personality says to Musa salam, the messenger of God, you do not have the patience. He told you, he told him before also. Now he's saying you don't have the patience. Why are you asking this? So now he replies in ayat number 80. I'm not reading the whole, I'm reading to the point. وَأَمَّا الْغُلَامُ فَكَانَ أَبَوَاهُ مُؤْمِنَيْنِ فَخَشِينَا أَن يُرْهِقَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا فَأَرَدْنَا أَن يُبْدِلَهُمَا رَبُّهُمَا خَيْرًا مِنْهُ زَكَاةً وَأَقْرَبَ الرُّحْمَةَ. As for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared that he would grieve them by unjust harshness and rejection. Now the question was being asked why the boy was killed. Now he's answering. The boy was killed, his parents were believers. Abawahu mu'minin. Their parents were mu'minin, believers. فَخَشِينَا. And we feared أَن يُرْهِقَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا. And we feared that he would grieve them by unjust harshness and rejection. Unjust harshness and rejection that boy will do. When he will do? Yeah, with the parents, right? And the parents were believers. So that means that personality knew the future. Allah knows the future. But Musa salam and we do not know the future. We think the child is being killed for nothing. He was an innocent person. So further he says, فَأَرَدْنَا أَن يُبْدِلَهُمَا رَبُّهُمَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ زَكَاةً وَأَقْرَبَ رُحْمًا. So we intended that their Lord would give them in exchange a better one from him as a justification and more nearer in mercy. That was so that his Lord, we killed him by the permission of God, of course, so that God will give in exchange a better one. That was the purpose. So when the children are being killed, we can safely say apparently they were innocent. Because of this ayah, we don't have the comprehension, as Musa salam did not have the comprehension. We can understand they may look apparently innocent, but Allah knows that they might grow up and create problems. So that is why these children are being killed. To save the child, how the child is also saved. Remember, for the parents, like for example, I am a person married and suppose my child is being killed. So now I will be of course having this, grief. I will have tremendous amount of grief. My child is being killed or accident or been died. So what will happen? I'll grieve a lot for my child. But if I read this ayah, so I come to know that since he did not grow, he was killed at a younger age, he did not grow, that means he did not go to hell. So that means he's in Jannah in garden. And it's guiding to me also that the parents are nice. So I have to remain steadfast in religion. So I will go and meet him in the garden. So it's a prophecy to me also by this examination taken by God. It's an examination to me, an examination to my child. My child did not go to fire because he did not grow and did not do the wrong. So he was saved, and I am also giving prediction. So I can take a lesson. You understand what I'm saying? So people whose parents are in that situation should read this, and we cannot comprehend, as Musa salam could not comprehend why he was killed. Similarly, we cannot comprehend why this little children are being killed in that punishment and azab. I hope you understand this. Okay.
It's page number 70, Al-Tawbah, ayat 34. It is mentioned that give the good news with a grievous punishment. How can a punishment be a good news? Can you please explain that?
Yeah, فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ.
Yes.
Yeah. You see, this is the language of Allah. Allah is not like human being, like generally. Like if I am a human being, if I want to punish you, I'll get angry and even abuse you, and I'll do this and I'll do that and abuse you. But Allah says in a nice manner, فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Give good news, because He's not showing any. Normally people think that because Allah is getting angry and this and that, He may use bad language. Astaghfirullah. So Allah says, فَبَشِّرْهُمْ. Give the good news. بِعَذَابٍ, with the grievous punishment, with the severe punishment. You understand? Your question is why is using is good news.
Good news. Yeah. Is a punishment a good news?
Yes, it's a good news, a punishment of good news. Punishment is not good news. No, the language that Allah uses is good news. Why? Because it is a good news so that you take heed. It's not bad news. You see?
What only news can also be used?
Yeah,
only
yeah,
news.
Allah is-
But
no.
why good news?
No, Bashar, the word in Arabic, Bashar means good news. This Bashar in Arabic means.
Allah can also use the word news only.
No, I understand that, but the word Bashar contains the meaning of good news. The word Basharat in Arabic generally translated is good news. But it is always, even if it's describing our punishment, it is a good news. In the Quran they said, فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ Halim. He gave the good news for Halim, and there are many ayahs that say, give the good news for no, what I'm trying to say, Allah when uses words, he for right and wrong, both He uses the same words. He doesn't say for wrong, like if I want to give you good news, I will say nice manner, in a good, I will select the word which is good for you. But at the same time, when He's saying about the bad, He's saying the good words. He always use good words. For when He says Bashirna, Vashana bi Ghulamin Hazi, good news of a son and good news of a punishment, He used the word good news. Because He's not a human being. But human beings, when He wants to punish, He uses bad words also. So Allah is using the same good, the word is the same. Good news for a good thing and good news for the bad thing also. The word is good news.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikum.
My question is, if big people are criminal, but Hazrat Sulaiman 6:123 and Dawood alayhi salam are messengers and ruling the kingdom at the same time. So, as it is written in the Surah Anam 6:123, كَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا فِي كُلِّ قَرْيَةٍ أَكَابِرَ مُجْرِمِيهَا لِيَمْكُرُوا فِيهَا وَمَا يَمْكُرُونَ.
No, what is your question?
My question is, messengers were
are
ruling
kings.
kings.
Not big people.
Okay.
Okay, the Arabic word is for Sulaiman Islam and Dawud Islam is used Malik. Malik is kings. You see, the people, Allah is Malik. So Allah is Malik. So He's a king. Same is used for kings of Sulaiman Islam, Dawud Islam is used, the word is a Malik. So they are also king. So what I'm saying is that the big people in the cities, in the context is this here, in this, it says for this villages and the community is made the criminals big people. So this is done by Allah. But kings are not necessarily they are bad people. They may be right and wrong both. Kings. Quran has given us the system is kingdom. Quran does not speak of democracy. It speaks of kingdom. That the kings are there. He has made some people rich, some people poor, some people. Allah has made people also give the wealth. Unequal distribution is done by God because He knows what type of brain is given. So all types of people are being put into these categories. So Quran has speak about kings, and there are bad kings and good kings. Similarly, Khalifa. Dawud as-Salam was a Khalifa, representative. And He says He'll make you a Khalifa, representative, if you believe and do righteous work. He will make you a Khalifa. not you become yourself a Khalifa. So there's two different things. Malka Saba. So it is Allah is doing, he's a queen. So it's done by Allah. Okay?
Jazakallah, that brings us to the end of the session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.